All right, people, we are here for the spring 2024 FPL season. I am your host, Emeraldminer, and I am on the team, the Spheal Aficionados, who was, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I fought against them last season, but this time I've been drafted by them. I remember at least making one thumbnail with a Spheal, if I remember. Starting a little bit late, we're already into like the fourth week, but hey, I'm always behind with these things. I've got VGC, I got draft, I got all types of stuff going on. I got a freaking randomizer nuzlocke, but I've got some time now, so I finally want to get to showing off these recaps. So for week one, we faced off against Pokefriends, led by DaVinci, and of course we are the Spheal Aficionados, led by Xeroxman. And speaking of the man himself, he is going to be playing an OU game against TreeDaddyD over here. We got this nice little sun team with the walking away gouging fire. Oh, and the Lillie too. Dang, just the whole look at all these offensive sun goopers. But then we've got some classic OU goopers. Iron Val, King Gambit, and McCurum. You'll love to see it. So with that being said, let's get into it. I just want to make sure I don't have any sound coming in because we're gonna have the GlitchxCity track going over. So lead Lando versus the Torkoal. This ain't bad. Some free rocks, perhaps. Can we please get up some rocks? Ooh, the Earth Power, the special. There's been a rise in these Earth Power Landos. I tell you what. Torkoal comes back in. Yeah, you definitely want to double out. So TreeDaddyD making the double there, and a triple out into the clef. Goes for the nice save. Ice Beam does 1,000,000% to this Clefable. Look at the power of Curum. That's insane. So, Choice Specs locked into Ice Beam. Still is 39 to this Torkoal. They're going to go for it. 35. And, yeah, they just get up some rocks. So, if you can take this thing out, they're probably going to switch because they want to preserve their sun. That's a dead Clefable. Look at this. The power of Specs Curum. Just asserting its dominance and pressure. Lilligant's going to come in here. It's the fastest thing alive at this point. Boots Glow King on the CC. This thing it could tear it into Terra Ghost and then maybe do something with that. They're Terra Fire. They're going to do about 1,000,000,000%. Yeah, that's sun boosted. So, yeah, and HP. So they bring in the Cinderace, not the HP, the Life Orb I meant. Tony Torkoal comes in. Ooh, the court change. That's why they weren't necessarily trying to get the hazards. They were going to wait for them to get them up. So Walking Lake's going to take that nice Rocks chip. It's photosynthesis speed. Cinderace, even with the sun boost, it's 4 times resist. But it does manage to let the Hydro Steam because it's not weak to it anymore. As Iron Val comes in. Look at this. They don't have too many switch-ins to a Moonblast. Okay, they're just going to go for a nice little safe knockoff, get rid of the Mystic Water. That's fair. So, Lilligant comes in, going to take some nice, beautiful Rocks chip. 25%. Yeah, Cinderace has done its job, so you can sack that thing off and send in something else. Perhaps the Landorus. Yep, in comes Lando. Get that thing intimidated, though they could have triple axle. Yeah, Rocky Helmet. Yeah, beautiful Rocky Helmet. Look at that. So, yep, it manages to live, gets hit by the Life Orb, and then it dies to Earth Power. So there you go. In comes Great Tusk trying to spin away these hazards because Torkoal's almost dead. Actually, just goes to the Ice Spinners to take out the Lando, which is always good. Getting close in this endgame here, but you've still got Iron Val and King Gambit, though. I think this might have been about where I joined. Yeah, Iron Val is able to live. Like, the fact that this thing is photosynthesis speed, it's not going to be doing as much. Our Sunlight phase, Torkoal down to 1%, but then it gets the sun back up, just barely alive. Takes a nice little Moonblast, and all that's left is this pesky gouging fire at 100%. But check this out. It's the photosynthesis defense, my guys. You know that thing does not have any attack. So they're going to DD up. It's a little bit scary, but at this point, yep, we're still faster with the Encore because this photosynthesis defense doesn't have any speed, so they're locked into DD. So you've got to make sure to deal with this thing before it gets too out of hand. Because now it's in a position. Yeah, look at that. So they're encored. Do they have Burning Bulwark? Yeah, they just DD again, and I think that's it, right? Because you just Moonblast again. Yep, there you go. So the power of Encore Iron Valiant when you're still faster than a Gouging Fire. Absolutely beautiful. So that's one dub for the Spheal Aficionados. Let's get into this UU game. We've got the Goober over here, Mr. Deoxys Speed. Um, this is going to be Real Shady versus KJmostdays. Shady's got a nice and powerful Sun team with the Lilligant and the Venusaur you'll love to see, and young Comfey as well. Terra Comfey could be pretty busted. Let's see what happens. So we got the big bad Mandibu's lead versus this Indeedee young Spam over here. Immediately got into Petulant. I was wondering if they might knock off or something, but get a little U-turn out. The absolute defensive power of this thing, but its def isn't as good, so still is able to hang on though with that raw 80-80 defenses, or 88 Spadef. This Sandy Shocks has absolutely no Spatak anymore, so they're gonna pivot out back into the Petulant. Does it knock off kill? No, probably not at 13. They're going to Malignant Chain. They do get the Poison, which also means now it's confused. And it does, hurt itself with a Confusion. That is quite unfortunate. And there's the Recover, I was about to say. The Confusion ends. They're able to get a Roost off. But you're going to want to deal with this. Oh, man, this thing was so low. Not sure why they haven't tried to go out into... they're probably going to go Sandy Shocks now because the Earth Power... it's in range of Earth Power. Do they have any Earth Power switches? They go Incineroar. This is still going to do a lot. Oh, they left some rocks. Thinking they might go Luch, I mean. Geez, 41%. I was expecting it to do a little bit more, not going to lie. But, you know, it's not like this Sandy Shocks is any power boosting item. Switches out into Indeedee. Once again. Sandy Shocks should still be faster. So, yeah, get a T-Bolt off. If you can... stop this thing Oofy up. There's the Expanding Force because it's a male. Female doesn't get it. So Ninetales sets up the Sun, which is great for these guys. Donphan comes in. I mean, this thing gets a crit and brings it down to the sturdy. Wow. So you're going to outspeed it no matter what. Take it out. So Donphan's gone. So those rocks are up to stay forever. Always great. But they do have young Lucha over here. Could be a bit of a problem. You do still have the Mandibuzz. I'm not sure what they're going to do. Yeah. Ninetales just goes down. They probably wanted to... oh yeah, it's 60%, that's why. They do have young Comfey, though. Ooh, but the +1 Spadef, man. Okay. Comfey usually runs max HP, max defense, or something like that, so it is able to do quite a bit, but I think it's dead to the next one. Did they already Terra? I don't think that... they must be saving the Terra for these guys, that's fair. So Venusaur comes in. Yep, there's the Terra Fire, so you can live the Acrobatics. Still does 1,000,000,000%, but the Weather Ball will take that out. And so how much is this thing at? 26. Okay, so it can still get some Psychic Terrain. But 2 turns to the Sun, but unfortunately Ninetales is dead. So you can only have 1 more turn to abuse the Sun, and yeah, Life Orb takes it out. You still have 1 more turn with this thing, so yeah, they're gonna go this, but then they can, I mean, they just switch out and bring it back in most likely. Incineroar just dies to rocks. Did you go for okay? I was wondering if maybe they could Victory Dance or something like that, but Deoxys Speed just comes back in. Do you go this thing and preserve it? No, they just die. Okay. I mean, this thing's almost... oh, it's 80%. There's the Ice Beam, yeah. Able to roost it off, but that poison is very rough. As there's the Nasty Plot. Does Foul Play kill this thing? It does! Beautiful! Absolutely beautiful getting greedy over there. But this thing is still alive! Jeez! Yeah, the Malignant Chain. You just can't do enough to this thing. I mean, you get a crit there, so you do a good amount. But, Shady did a good job in an uphill battle versus the Spam team. So, GG's to Shady and KJmostdays. And we're going to continue to move on to my game, actually, and RU. So, I'm not going to lie, I haven't done much. I haven't really doing as many of the Wi-Fi battles. I've been doing a lot of draft, though. And I've been playing, I used Crook in the UNPL, and I like Mimikyu and Volcanion and Thundy are some of my favorites in my Wi-Fi battles. And Zapdos Galar I used a lot in Sword and Shield. And Cyclizar, I just come in and click Rapid Spin and U-Turn, you know what I mean, a knockoff. So, let's get into this. Keep in mind they also have Thundurus. They have this Deoxys defense, so I'm like, okay, they're gonna get up hazards. They turn one Terra Dark. I'm like, okay, well, that's great. Now the Rev Room can't Terra. They're gonna get some spikes. I'm not too concerned about that. I'm gonna get rid of this thing's lefties, which means it can recover freely. It might have recover still. They get rid of my Rocky Helmet, but they do get quite shipped. Gonna go for the Earthquake. As they do you turn out. I was really considering going for another knockoff, I think, but I just wanted to get some ship off. We do knock this thing off, though, which is beautiful. Get rid of the boots on this, so this thing's at 42 right now. As they go for the Focus Blast and miss. As, yeah. As now they're going to come in with the Deoxys defense. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say my opponent here was Brooksafro. Um, so I'm going to Terra Fly here because I was thinking, well, there's no switching, so if I Terra Fly, I just destroy anything. Except for this thing, but it still gets chipped. They send in Cleavor. I can get an Intimidate off on this guy and come up with something else. They actually just go Raw Stone Axe. And they are going to switch, and I really want to get this knockoff, and I do manage to get the knockoff on the Moltres. That's absolutely beautiful. They can't Terra. They are going to be 4 times weak to rocks. I'm going to keep going for it. I don't really care if this thing gets burnt. I just don't want to go anything else. I think I was scouting. I was scared of the Scorching Sands. So I didn't want to go hard out into this guy. I'm going to Rapid Spin for my things like my Mimikyu and my Thundurus, which is Choice Specs. They go for a Will-O-Wisp. I'm already burnt, though, from the thing. I don't care if this thing gets burnt either. I go Volcanion here because I'm pretty sure they don't have Scorching Sand. So I'm going to bring this thing in. And Thundurus takes 17, which is absolutely beautiful. I actually go hard Thundurus here, which they do go for a Nasty Plot. And actually outspeed me and go for Psychic. I probably should have gone out in Crook, but I was like, I can live any hit. And I think if they went for Sludge Wave, I probably died, but we made it out of there alive. So they go for Rapid Spin. I'm like, no, I'm keeping these rocks up no matter what. Take that beautiful 50% Moltres, hello! And then, yeah, we send in young Volcanion over here. As, yeah, you're going to eat that up. Can't burn me. Moltres is dead if they are unable to Rapid Spin. So I'm just going to go for a nice little Steam Eruption, get a nice big 40% off and a burn. And I'm going to make the same thing. I'm just going to go hard Mimikyu every single time. I cannot afford to let these rocks get spun away. As if there's another Rapid Spin, they're desperate. They're desperate to get rid of those rocks. They go for knockoff. At this point, this Cyclizar cannot touch me because they are burnt. So all they can do is knockoff. I'm going to go for an SD here, and seeing that they can't really do anything else, I think I actually go for another SD. I think they might go Rev Room here. Oh no, they go Moltres on the rocks, but guess what? I'm going to go for a second SD, as Mimikyu is looking very good here. I'm just going to go for Raw Shadow Sneak at this point, do 56%. They're going to try to shift gear, but that's futile, as we just keep on clicking Shadow Sneak, as obviously this guy, oh no, this should get Shadow Sneak too. So yeah, Cleavor goes down. All they have left is the Cyclizar, as they cannot touch me. So that's just going to be a big play rough and take him out. So that's our second dub there. As now we're going to move on now to NU, where we have Grape versus Radvil. So we both got the Necrozmas. We've got this nice and powerful. I love to see the Alolan Muck and Noivern, some of my favorite mons in draft. And Swampert, I love Swampert too. Honestly, I love all these mons. We've got the but these are some of my favorite mons in draft too. I got the Lucario and the Lycanroc for the priority, and then you got the webs. So I can see what they're doing. They're trying to go fast, but we got a lot of bulk on this side, so that gives me some confidence. Not as much bulk on this side. So once you get rid of the Incineroar and stuff, and the Necrozma, you're kind of good. So the Muck is going to go for a knockoff and absolutely destroy this thing at, I don't know, 1%. Jeez, is that like offensive Muck or something? That's crazy. Thunder does 1,000,000,000%, but you are able to U-turn out. No webs, which is fantastic, as Muckidor comes in. They're going to get off a nasty plot there. Although webs, they probably saw webs didn't really matter. Right? Look at this team. Now webs are not mattering. The only thing that matters about is Necrozma if they're like a DD set or something like that. They go for SD, as you can knock them off. Get rid of their boots for later. SD Incineroar is a little scary though. Bring in the Mudsdale, is able to eat it up. Get that defense boost. They're not going to do as much, and the lefties is beautiful. So you should win this 1v1. They're gonna continue to stay, and I think you just Earthquake this thing, right? Surely. Oh, they roar him out. Okay. That's one way to deal with it for sure. You are +2 defense. Do you have Stealth Rocks? Okay. Bring this thing down to its sash. Lots of focus sashes at the same. As goes for the CC. Gets crit! Gets a crit. That sucks. Either way, though, you bring out this thing. And CC. Do you take this thing out or do you get bonus? Ooh, Trick Room! Trick Room, look at that. Nice big body press to take him out on the next turn. I like that. Not sure what has rocks. Maybe this one does. Send in a Alolan Muck because you don't want to get goobed by a Psychic type attack on this guy. So let's come off and it just telling you, bro. The Choice Band Muck into the Trick Room is insane. As it's the Intimidate off. Some rocks would be really cool for this thing, but it's alright. SD. Bringing in a Necrozma on Incineroar is kind of crazy. They're going to Meteor Beam though, because now they're outside of Trick Room. And it just dies. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. And then Lucario just comes in. And then Terra Normal. They go for the SD. That's kind of that's a bold move, but they're gonna try to E-Speed Sweep. I'm guessing. They go for the Crunch. Doesn't even kill because of the freaking because of the Neuroforce or whatever. What's that ability called? Prism Armor. And yeah. Good job to Grape getting the dub and NU. So that's 3 wins right there. Of course, we need 5 to get the full dub for the week. So we got Mortagon versus Izzy in Little Cup here. Now, I'm not much of a... I don't know a whole lot about Little Cup, I'm going to be honest, but I know that they always like to bring the Ghastlies, and this is a bit of an unconventional team. You got like the... I know you always have the... what's it called? This guy, the Mienfoo. Volabee's pretty standard. Doduo's interesting. Chapin should be decently used. Chinchou, not sure how often Chinchou is used, but let's get into this game. So, here we're looking at this nice and powerful Volabee over there. Going to switch out into Young Fungus on the Ice Beam. As going to bring... gets the Spore off, but... was this before Sleep Claws was banned? Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's not banned in this tier. Either way, if they're putting them on to sleep, that means that you can only Sleep Claws is infected. Oh, the Sleep Talk though, look at that, get the poison touch on him. EQ is able to hang on. That's impressive, you know. This thing still has the same attack as Flygon, you know. So wake up there, goes for the Drain Punch, gets a little bit more HP back. Activates that weak armor though, which can be scary, but also gets the poison touch on this thing, which is always great. Switch out into Young Chinchou on the Brave Bird. Tanks it like a champ. Look at Chinchou. And then this thing's taking more chip. It is going to roost up though. But you can go for the Ice Beam, do some beautiful damage. Of course, it's not super effective anymore, but that's still taking chip with the poison. Gonna knock off the Eviolite, so Chinchou's not nearly as bulky. But Raw T-Bolt, let's go! Good job taking out the Volabee. Bringing him on down. So Grookey comes in on the Ghastly as Shadow Ball. Jeez, yeah. I mean, this thing does not have too many switch-ins. Life Orb Ghastly. Because the Grimer's pretty low. Terra Fairy and goes for the Hex. So Trapinch is down as well now. Doduo comes in as you can sack off Chinchou here, probably make it take some nice chip. Takes just a little bit, 10%. Ghastly comes back in. You can outspeed this thing, do a bunch of damage to everything. Sludge Bomb to a KO. I'm assuming you're faster here. Oh, Fake Out because you're not a Ghost type anymore. And ooh, is Grassy Terrain going to get him out of range? Not quite, I don't think. Ooh, but the Terra Rock does resist the Sludge Bomb. One of those weirder interactions. Why does Rock resist freaking Sludge Bomb or whatever? You should now you can go for the Hex here and take him out. Doduo comes back in. The switches to this thing are quite limited though. Is that like a Scarf set? Because if so, that could be kind of a shicey. Surely Quaxley lives though. But yeah, if everything keeps on getting chipped, it could be dangerous. Gets a nice little Rapid Spin off. Although you can't really touch this Fungus. Yep, there's the Spore though. So now Doduo just comes right back in. And yeah, there's the Brave Bird to take it out. Yeah, there's not a lot to deal with this thing at this late stage of the game. They do have Quaxley, but I think they just repeat the process, right? Do you have an Ice move to hit this thing? They're gonna go for Rapid Spin again, as they just keep on going for Rapid Spin. As yeah, because you're gonna get spored there. As yeah, that's the power of Fungus in this tier is crazy. With that Regenerator, they do get the Wake Up though. Liquidation, but that's not gonna do anything. As they can just yeah, go for Giga Drain again. And I don't know, this thing surely has like a poison type move to hit this thing. You go for Sludge Bomb, get a nice 40% off, and there's the Sludge Bomb in return. So GG's to Mort and Izzy, and that is going to bring us now to the Ubers game with Shieldpoke versus Smash. I saw the B over there, Boy Poke. So yeah, both very renowned players in FPL. Looking at this team, we got some nice offensive goobers here, like the what's it called, the Koraidon. Of course, if you're playing Ubers, you gotta have a Koraidon or a Miraidon. It's almost guaranteed. Let's get into this game. We do have Young Flutter, which is always cool to see. Glamora gets up some nice rocks. EQ, so that'll also get up the poison on their side. Mortal Spin to make Tinglu be poisoned, which is always great. As now they go for EQ, that'll get up 2 layers on their side. As yeah, that's always good to see. So now Koraidon's going to come in. They're going to want to switch out immediately. This is unfortunately Boots Kyogre. Goes for the low kick, 41%, solid ship. As going to want to get out of there, but they actually switch out into Arceus Fairy. Gets badly poisoned, badly enough. So not a bad position here. Terrifier on the T-Wave is so rough. Thinking that Shieldpoke was thinking that they'd be Will-O-Wisp, but they were actually T-Wave, which sucked. Because now this thing is in a very bad position. Well, I mean, they made him slower. They do have Trick Room active, but if they could do a bunch of damage to something, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, they get the full para there, which sucks. That's the thing. So now at this point, go for EQ, do a bunch of damage. Ruination, bring him down to half. That poison is going to keep on hurting him though. As it's still are slower for one more turn. So Tinglu is gone, which can open up the way for Fluttermane. At least in terms of spamming Shadow Ball or Hex. So I can't remember which move it has. Kyogre is in though, as they do send out young Fluttermane. Goes for a nice little Calm Mind, thinking they can set up. But then this freaking T-Wave Kyogre! What in the world? How many Mons have T-Wave on this team? This is crazy. They do go for the Shadow Ball, doesn't even kill because Kyogre is a Spadef monster. Absolutely Spadef monster. So at this point, it's not looking too good for us. We do send in the Koraidon though, as they send out Arceus Fairy. Going to take some more chip. Go for the Scale Shot to try to be fast and everything, but yeah. They should are they still fast? I don't know. What's the speed tier with 405 versus 372? They go for T-Wave again. Arceus keeps getting chipped. I'm not sure. Oh, they do have Recover confirmed, so they could go for that. Do set up an SD, but I mean, so many Mons have been paralyzed this game. 3 out of 6 Mons. It's crazy, half of them. As you got full para there, so Sunsteel Strike continues to just whittle down this Arceus. As yep, another full para. As it's not looking good for the Spheal aficionados in this game. As Koraidon now comes in and sets up an SD. Does this thing have T-Wave? No, it just goes for the Sunsteel Strike. You have to do something to try to come back at this point. You know, times are desperate. So Flare Blitz obviously kills that thing. But I think their own Koraidon might just come in. Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be badly poisoned, but you've only got 2 months left, so it's kind of hard to stall this thing out. If there's the Flare Blitz, as I don't know if it was a Speed Tire or maybe or if it's Scarf, I can't remember. They're probably Scarf. Either way though, there's the Terrifier, and all you gotta do is just Flare Blitz. And that is GG's to Shieldpoke and Spatulus. So at this point, that's 1, 2, 3. Make sure I count all this up right. Uh, 1, 2, 3. We're still at 3 wins, and our opponents have 1, 2, 3 wins, so it's even right now. So let's bring it now into the what's it called? Nat Dex game. And so this is going to be Schwilliam, aka Will, going up against Opallegro. So looking at our team, I love to see young Tapu Lele over here. Absolutely beautiful with a low pony and everything. Like this is basically just a Gen 7 team if I'm looking at it. Of course, I mean that's Nat Dex for you. But then you look over here, you got more of a mix. You got the Gliscor, you got the Heatran, but then you've also got the Dirge, the Oakpon, and Tapu Lele as well. Tapu Lele and Nat Dex sounds pretty busted with Terra, honestly. As Gliscor is just going to protect. Ooh, get some nice little spikes. Beautiful. I'm assuming this thing still has defog if it's all like the Nat Dex moves and everything. So it gets a Leech Seed off. This thing gets nice and chipped though. That's always good. As Toxapex is going to come in here, get up some nice little rocks. As Heatran's going to get whirled by Leech Seed. Lele's going to come in now. Go for the Scald onto the Tapu Lele. No burn, unfortunately. Boots Weavile comes in. That's a little scary. I would be afraid of a Moonblast prediction, but they don't get it. As a knockoff doesn't kill, Moonblast does kill there though. You get this thing chipped. As well, if this thing wasn't knocked, is there Z-moves in this game? I guess since it's Nat Dex. This is why Nat Dex is too crazy for me. It's just crazy down here, dude. As Pex is going to come in. Sorry if you hear my cat in the background. Gets burnt on the Pex. That's going to suck if they start going for hexes. Yeah, look at that. 36% though. It doesn't do too much. But if they start going for Torch Songs, this thing could get out of hand. They do have him poison though. Goes to the Slack off. Gets a recover off. I'm not sure if they can afford to bring anything else in. Or not. They're going to send out Gliscor though. As this thing's already poisoned. And now you send in the Lando T. Get this thing intimidated. What's this guy going to do? Going to SD up. It's like Facade or something like that. They're going to U-turn out. I just got for maybe go out into, yep, Ferrothorn. So what's this guy do? Another SD. Calm down over there, Gliscor. What are you doing? Why is it this serious? 71% to a Ferrothorn. They do get him Leech Seeded though. But, I mean, it's just going to heal all that up. It's basically just HP for Ferrothorn or anything else that wants to come in. Let's try to make it easier. Weaken the attack, they go for EQ. So what's this thing set? So they have to have something hit this Landorus. I don't know if it's Facade or Ice Fang or something like that. They go for Stone Edge, do a decent amount with 32%. They just keep on SDing. They really want this Gliscor to come through for them. As all they can do is just continue to Stone Edge. As there's the Facade. Doesn't quite take him out though. As they are, oh, I think Stone Edge was doing like 33. So go for the Leech Seed there. As now we're gonna go for the Facade into the Ferrothorn. As gets the Poison Heal back up, brings in Tapu Lele to exert some pressure, because this thing has just been doing way too much. It's still faster, jeez, because Gliscor is so fast. It's like max speed. As Lopunny comes in now, you're definitely going to be faster with this guy. Terra Water isn't going to go for... Okay, I thought that might Terra. The Frustration killed there. 50% to a Gliscor, but I guess it's offensive. You saw it outsped Tapu Lele, so... So, as you can see, this is a bit of a desperate situation here. As we've only got 3 months left versus 5. Can waste the Water Absorb too on the Oakpon. Gets the Terra Dragon though to try to tank any type of grass type moves. Gets the poison. Lots of things are getting poisoned on their side. As goes to the Play Rough. Oh jeez, Play Rough on the Terra Dragon though. Yeah, because a lot of these things. Because otherwise you get walled by dragons, so you run Play Rough on that thing. But this low punny is going to come in and fake out. You know, when there's a low punny, there's a way. This thing is getting nice and chipped. You go for U-turn, there you go. And, so they got the Lando. It's going to take a lot of chip, though. But I mean, their team is weakened. I mean, if you can beat this Dirge, then it kind of opens up for Lopunny. So here comes the opposing Lopunny, who's I'm assuming probably just going to fake out here or something, Ice Punch or something like that. Goes to the EQ. What did they do? I'm confused. Oh, because, was this Scarf Lando? I must have missed it. No, because I thought. No, it must be Scarf Lando, I guess. I must have just missed the memo, my bad. Go for CC into this thing because you are Scrappy. I forgot all about Scrappy. Look at that. But yeah, with the burn at this point, I mean, you can do your best. You can almost kill them, but then they're just going to slack off, right? Yeah, there's the slack off. I don't know what you can do here at this point. They're getting badly poisoned, though. Goes for the frustration to not get any more defense drops. Goes for a Torch Song. Manages to just hang on, so the poison actually takes him out. Wow, look at that. So not getting that defense drop mattered. So now they're going to go for close combat, outspeed them. Gee, this was so close. That burn. As Heat Train comes in, probably going to bring him pretty darn close. 9%, dude. So close. Aw, man, that's rough. But that's GG's to Will and Opallegro. Alright, so at this point, keep in mind, I'm not playing these games in necessarily the order that they were all played in during the week, but we are now 3 wins versus 4 wins on the opposing side. We need a dub here to stay in the game. As Electivire comes in, the Randbats is so crazy. Electivire versus Obama's going to go for the bulk up actually on our side as opposing Aurora Veil. So in comes Alola Mola on the EQ. As Chansey's going to come in now. Go for Protect. Flip turn out to get some momentum. What other mons do we have? This thing, I can't even see what else we're working with here. They're going with the strat. Not necessarily wanting to reveal what else they have in the back. Goes for another bulk up here, but they've got another ground type in their face. Not wanting to show the tear yet. Goes right back out into a Alola Mola. Is able to eat that EQ up. Might go for a... yeah, just standard wish, and then you can just protect. Okay, they're going to go hard kill deal on the protect. So they might be tempted to flip turn out here. Okay, they're going to hard switch out Iron Leaves to resist both this thing's stabs. It's Calm Mind. So yeah, Iron Leaves is outsped. This thing is like 104, it's like 109. But the Psyblade, though, is able to come through. Iron Leaves, that natural raw Spadef. So Entei is here. Alola Mola can come in every single time. As Chansey just comes right back out. Is able to go for another wish. Can wish up this Iron Leaves, perhaps. But should be afraid to switch it hard in. So you can't really go hard Iron Leaves right now. You can bring in the Electivire, get it to be wished up. They actually go for T-Wave, get the Motor Drive boost, actually. So now this thing is +1 speed. They just keep on going Rhyperior, though, every single time. I'm not sure if you have a Terror or something to hit this thing with. They do go for EQ, but that's not going to do nearly enough. They activate its weakness policy, so when opposing EQ, yeah, absolutely going to take this thing out. That Solid Rock is crazy. So now they're going to go for Scald. That will be able to take it out, though, hitting it on the Spadef side. So Abomasnow is back and probably going to get up another Aurora Veil. They might try to burn it here. Yep, there's the Aurora Veil. As Chansey is back in now. Goes for the Wish to perhaps heal some. They still haven't revealed 3 of their mons. I mean, you know, they only have 1 left. Dialga Origin is kind of brazy to just have chill on the back. Not sure what it can do to this Spadef wall behind an Aurora Veil. They can T-Wave it. I mean, it's probably just going to natural cure it. They also go for T-Wave. It's fully paralyzed. Kind of just a battle of attrition over here, seeing who wants to switch out first. Waste out these Aurora Veil turns. If you could get some rocks or something, that would be very nice, Pokevin. As, yep, gonna get the natural cure. It reveals the Swanna as the last Pokemon. And Protect fails. Goes for Hydro Pump. Absolutely. That looks like a free wish to me. As, if you can get slow flip turn out, maybe into Iron Leaves. Because I was wondering if you were, slower than Swanna. But yeah, I guess heal up the Alomola first. And it looks like this Aurora Veil is going to go up once again for the 3rd time. as Chansey just comes right back in on the Scald. No burn once again. Goes for Protect just to scout. Reveals T-Wave. I don't know if you want to go back out into this guy. Okay, yeah, flip turn out. Back onto Dialga Origin, not wanting to let anything else get paralyzed. What other moves? Does this thing get Stealth Rocks? I feel like this thing should have Stealth Rocks, because I'm pretty sure regular Dialga does. Goes with a softball, this thing gets back up to full. T-Wave once again. I guess just in case they felt like they wanted to switch. Fully paralyzed there. Can we please have some Stealth Rocks? They reveal the Heavy Slam. That's 25%. Seismic Toss is doing more though. Yeah, it just takes it out. Alright, what have you got in the back over here? Young Sawsbuck. The Sawsbuck is kind of brazy. One turn of Aurora Veil left. Goes for the headbutt. So I see we're going for a Serene Grace flinches over here. As switches out. Goes for Great Bird. It can just wish right back up. As, yeah, just a battle of attrition. It's crazy over here in Randbats territory. Hydro Pump. You can get the... Try to go for a burn. But don't get it. I mean, wish up if you can get this Iron Leaves healthy or do something else. That'd be pretty cool. They really don't want to reveal whatever this last mon is, but they are just continuing to whittle this thing slowly but surely. As I think the only damage that this Abomus has taken is just from Scalds over and over again. So goes for Protect into the Seismic Toss. As maybe we should turn this up to what's it called? Fast. So this Alola actually gets T-Wave for once. Goes for the Seismic Toss. It's fully paralyzed, soft boiled over there. Fully paralyzed again. Abomasnow comes back in on the last turn of our rail. Does manage to flip turn out though into Sawsbuck once again, so perhaps we can get some flinches here. Here we go. Now we're making some progress. Boom. No more Aurora Veil. Will be absolutely beautiful. Continues to take some damage from the Life Orb. Outspeeds him there. And last Blastoise that we're saving it for the very end. Can we get a Shell Smash? Can we get a Shell Smasher? Yes. I don't know because that... maybe they're a physical set. They're physical. Let's go for young Chansey over here. But it's so low. What's going to happen here? Earthquake, not able to quite take it out. Goes for Ice Shard. It manages to live. Ice Beam. Let's go. This is insane. Oh, but the E-Speed. Okay, if you could wish up this Iron Leaves, that would be great. So they're going to go for T-Wave. They're going to keep T-Waving every single time. But the wish comes true because they were slower. That T-Wave actually mattered out because they were slower than the Chansey. So this thing is back to full, which is great. So they come in, Terra Fire into, continues Sacred Fire. They can't burn. They can only be paralyzed. Keeps on Sacred Firing them. Finally gets a flip turn off and gets a crit and kills. And then that brings in Iron Leaves. What a crazy end to this game. What was the chat looking like? Ooh, that's fair. Alright, that brings us now... Listen, it's Randbats. This tier is insane. Brings us to game 2 of Randbats. Yeah, because if that game wasn't enough, it's best of 3. So we got the Green versus the Pyroar. I'm going to go let my cat out. Alright, we're back, folks. So, let's click onto this Pyroar even though they're burnt. Simeon now comes in. Goes for the nice little knockoff. Gets rid of the Choice Band. That could be great if they have a bulky team, then they can't break it. Of course, they can't switch up moves now. Knockoff on this thing. Gets rid of the lefties. Very interesting. Goes for U-turn. Into Young Enamorous. On the Drain Punch. Is absolutely going to eat that up. Is going to be like a superpower. Okay, it just looks like maybe Boots. Goes for Wild Charge and takes it out. You know what? I'll take that. I will take that exchange. Getting rid of the Enamorous. Simeon's back in versus the Braviary, so if we're going to force them out. They go for a U-turn. Okay, they went for a raw Braver. That's fair. Oh, it's a bulk upset. That's why. Okay, well, this is kind of crazy. They do manage to hang on. Are they going to tear? Okay, they're going to Roost, get rid of the... Maybe they knew they could win this 1v1. They're going to go for Avalanche. Do absolutely nothing. You can Roost up again. Okay, go for CC and take out the Avalanche. Let's go. That's the power of being 4 times weak. It doesn't matter how high your defenses are. You're 4 times weak, buddy. That's +1. So green that comes in on the Hyper Voice, gonna eat it up a little bit. Is it gonna be a Cheek Pouch, Gluttony, anything like that? What's this set? So it goes for Double Edge. That's a decent chunk, but not too much. And it's looking a little scary with this workup over here. Lycanroc Dust now comes, and this is a great mon to have. Beautiful mon to have. Goes for Raw CC, beautiful, does half. So you should be faster, right? Yeah, absolutely, there you go. Look at that, Tough Claw's Life Orb. Lycanroc does so much with CC, it's crazy. Slacking comes in, I mean, that doesn't look like a switch to me. Okay, but it's Raw Bulk. 84 versus 80, that's why. Double Edge. Oof. Yeah, it's power slacking, but they are true now. Do you have any type of setup? I was wondering if they could bulk up there, but they send in Drifblim. Start Calm Minding. Okay, there you go. Yeah, because this thing can't touch it. Goes for a Fire Blast. They should eat that up with +1 split F at this point. Goes for a second one. I'm assuming maybe a Citrus Berry that they're packing. And this is the Fire Blast. They're going to keep going with that? Yeah, you may as well keep going. Because you want to get that Citrus. Perfect. Perfectly. It's not Citrus? What is this? What am I looking at here? Is it, maybe it's the one that only activates at 25%? They're going to Strength Stab. Never mind. Doesn't have too much attack, so it doesn't heal him up by much. There's a fair amount there. Air Slash. Look, this is a +3. Okay, I'm confused. Can I go back and see what happened there? Why? Oh, I'm dumb. It's Unnerve. That's why it's Unnerve. My bad. I forgot Unnerve is an ability that's the first time I've ever seen Unnerve come in, I think. Maybe not the first time, but the first time in a long time. As Drifblim just wins, and hey, that's 2 games of Randbats, and that's 2 games won for Pokevpokevin. Look at that. Nicely done, nicely done. So, that means that we are now tied 4-4. And it's time to get into VGC. We got Knicknom versus Hope. 2 classic VGC players in the FPL. And I'm pretty sure Knicknom was on my team last year as well. So, as you can see, we got a bit of a theme team over here. Although their theme is quite a bit stronger. Look at these paradoxes, and they've got the Loyal 3. So, gonna start off with Incineroar and Beauty. Weakness and Beauty versus the Tusk and the Riolu. Young Riolu. I guess they do have a Riolu, you know, so. Terra Water on the Quick Guard, prevent any type of priority. Goes for the Tailwind. Parting Shot out as its Clear Amulets. That also stops it from switching out in the whole, all in all. The Terra Water's coming through here to make sure that it doesn't get goes for the Dazzling Gleam, does 1,000,000%, as you can see. Gets the Poison on both is insane. Absolutely insane. As gets a little bit of recoil there. Poison Chip. Iron Hands now comes in. Goes with a Fake Out there. As it starts to coach. Priority coaching. But the Covert Cloak comes through on the Beauty. And Flare Blitz does a lot. So no more coaching for this guy. But it is very strong at this point. So Protect on Iron Leaves is goes for another Dazzling Gleam. Does a pretty good percent. That only is 15 though. Is that AV or something like that? Must be. Drain Punch gets a 1,000,000,000% back. Look at that. This Iron Hands, absolutely insane. Tailwind is gone. Sends in Monkey Dory. Sludge Bomb does not quite do enough to Iron Leaves. Goes for the Tailwind though, as brings it down to its Sash. Life Orb, as Drain Punch takes out Beauty. That's crazy. So the Pheasantipity is faster than Iron Leaves here. Goes for Protect. As the Psychic on the Iron Hands is about 51. Fire Wrath. Hopefully do a pretty good chunk. Goes for Wild Charge though. Does that take this thing out from recoil? Almost. So at this point it's Psychic, but then I think it just Intelligence just takes it out. So yep. So that's game 1. Oof, the Life Orb taking it out, but that's still a dub for Hope. Alright. Now we get into game 2 here. So, this is for everything. I mean, we got everything riding on this game the whole week. But, overall, yep, it's the Intimidate drop. Pro Synthesis Speed. Fake Out. Goes for the Tailwind. Flinches and can't move. Opposing Tailwind, so these cancel out. Either way, these guys are going to be faster now. Terra Water to live that thing, to live the Headlong Rush. But ooh, but 40 into, it was a fairly decent chunk though. As Earthquake, the Shuka, and because it's spread, it is able to live it. In addition to the flying move over there. Sends in really boom, so now you can fake something out here, which is cool. Gets some residual recovery, but that thing also gets residual recovery. Doubles out actually into Incineroar. This thing can do absolutely nothing because it's clear amulet. It's going to live. Goes for Protect to keep this thing alive, get more HP. It also protects. So basically nothing happened this turn except everybody got some healing. As you gotta keep in mind the Shuka on this thing is gone. Goes for a Dazzling Gleam, does a 1,000,000%, which is excellent. Goes for CC, finally takes that thing out. Does get the defense drops though. Flare Blitz does take out the Great Tusk, so that being gone is incredible. As Riolu is the only mon that's left. Well, at this time. It's still got 3 mons in the back. Roaring Moon comes out. I think this thing has Fake Out. Oh, Quick Guard to prevent any type of Fake Out shenanigans. They know that that's coming though. They're going to go for the Raw Sludge Bomb. And the Flare Blitz to take out the Roaring Moon. Let's freaking go. Look at that. So, that was a great turn for Knicknom. As Hope is Coach the Iron Hands. Alright, Flare Blitz once again. Gets the burn. That's kind of crazy. The Flare Blitz burns. You know, they're going to happen eventually every once in a while. You know, it's crazy when it does happen. Another coaching, though. This thing's back to neutral, essentially. Psychic does a 48%. So the next Psychic will kill. And it's still... Oh, but not with that. But Flare Blitz will get in range of the next Psychic again. So I think you just Psychic and Psychic, right? I think that Knicknom has... Ooh, and they have a Rillaboom, too? You're good. You're good! You can go for that Screech. That Screech is not going to matter because you just Psychic that thing. And then Ignorance can just take this guy out. Kablam, Woodhammer. There you go. So Knicknom got the dub. And this is actually how it all played out. I'm pretty sure this was also the last game. Here we go. Game 3. In the 9th inning of the 9th game. Bottom of the 9th, folks. It's crazy. It's crazy under. So they're double intimidated. Get the Protect off. As goes for the Shadow Ball. Does 46%. Dazzling Gleam. How much is that? Fluttermane, just a Spadef monster. But the Flare Blitz does 69%. Seems to be like a slightly bulky Fluttermane, maybe. Because I feel like that Flare Blitz should have done more. At least in my head. As Fluttermane finally dies to the second Flare Blitz. Monkey Dory comes in on the Terra Ground. Terra Ground's kind of scary, though. So EQ there. Gets a crit. On Intelligence, but that doesn't really matter because they have Focus Sash. Psychic on the Terror on the Grey Tusk. Parting Shot out, so this thing does not have any attacks. So I think they might have tried to keep cycling it out to force this thing to not be at any HP. Of course, this thing is at 1 HP. Oh, it's at 7% now, though. Switch out into Incineroar. Keep on intimidating this Roaring Moon so it can do absolutely nothing. It goes for Protect. As the double Protect there, just a Scout. You have the Grassy Glide, which is beautiful, so you can take out this pesky Great Tusk. As Kablamo, good night, Great Tusk. We're not looking too shabby. This Roaring Moon is stuck. 0.4% attack. Farting Shot, it's at 0.3%. As Monkey Door comes right back in. Who's the last mon? I think it's Iron Hands, if I had to guess. Yep, Iron Hands. Still at full, which is freaking rough. Keep on intimidating. Intimidate both these guys. As it protects. And knock off the Assault Vest, which is fantastic. They've been dealing with that Assault Vest this whole set. The Drain Punch does weaken them, though. But, as now it is going to be these two versus the world, basically. As 0.29% attack is insane. It goes for the Acrobatics. Gets the Protect. 13% recovery. Woodhammer lives on 1%. I can't remember if that was a roll or not. But the Drain Punch there has 7%. As the grassy terrain does end, unfortunately, and it still manages to kill, which is insane. So at this point, though, the Drain Punch is just going to get too much HP back for this Iron Hands. And you keep on doing recoil to yourself. So It's just one of those games where, Knicknom, you put up a great fight. Hope, she did a fantastic job as well, just all around. But Knicknom was fighting with the loyal three. Of course, they did. She did have a Riolu. So either way, I mean, this whole week was super close, as you can see. Um, Fantastic games by all. But rest assured that this loss right here, we're going to come back stronger than ever because we're going to focus up and we're going to do good. So that's going to be GG's for this week. I mean, we only lost by one game, and it was like at the we were 1-1 in that series. Like this week could not have been closer unless this Iron Hand wasn't like 1% or something like that. But either way, like I said, that's GG. GG's to everybody who played. Had a fun time, and we'll see you guys in the next one.